Not to worry, there is hope for the future of motorcycling, and it is made in Coventry in the UK, coming in the form of the Maeving RM1 electric motorcycle. I think this is potentially, saying that I haven't ridden it yet, this is going to be a talking about it video, specs and the reasons why it's so cool, but this is the coolest electric motorcycle on sale on the market today. It shows, I think, a direction that I considerably hope large manufacturers and smaller startup companies start up and take electric motorbikes in this direction and design. Let's get into the Maeving RM1. So first off, the design of the RM1, inspired by the 1920s era of motorcycles, which is basically when motorcycles started converting from bicycles, pedal-powered bicycles, into motorcycles, that really retro style vibe, and you can see it in the design of the bike. You can see that inspiration there in the design. Secondly, the owners of Maeving, or the founders of Maeving, also went off the classic British cafe racer style design into this bike, and I think they've just pulled it off fantastically. It really embodies the British heritage design of a motorcycle. If you picture the Triumph bobber, the back wheel, that really stripped down bobber-esque vibe on the rear end, sort of flat style handlebars with that beautiful seat there seemingly floating in the air that you're sitting on, also with the black spoked wheels, just so many very cool, stylish touches to this bike, which I think mated up, or married up, should I say, with electric technology is a great combination to meet up with and complement the electric technology. So quick fire round, let's go in with the price. There's two options. You can have one battery or you can have two batteries, a dual battery option. We'll go into range and charging time in a second in the video. Let's get the price. So for the single battery, £5,995. For the dual battery option, £6,990. So a smidgen under £7,000. For an electric motorcycle, let's put that into comparison here. If we compare that, I've recently ridden the Energica Ribella RS motorcycle, which is an insanely fast bike, completely different style of motorbike, but that is around £28,000. You're looking at zero motorcycles, you're above the £20,000 mark. So if you're thinking this is expensive for an electric bike, this looks like a really good value for money motorcycle, considering the build quality and the looks of the bike as well. So power from the battery, not amazing. Prepare yourself. 5.9 horsepower from the battery. However, which I was amazed by, 160 newton meters of torque. That's a hell of a lot. Top speed's 44 miles per hour, so this really is, bearing in mind, this is an electric motorcycle very much designed for urban commuting. 44 miles an hour in the city. Plenty top speed. Acceleration, now I haven't ridden the bike, I'll have to get into that later on in the year when I get a test ride, but I'm assuming 160 newton meters of torque. If that's correct, I hope my research is right. That's a fair amount of torque, so the pulling power will be quite nice from 0 to 44, I should think. Range, which is a bit of a sticking point with these electric bikes. If you opt for the single battery option, it's 40 miles. Opt for the dual battery, double it, 80 miles. So 80 miles around the city, for instance, if you're thinking London, that's plenty of range to me. We get on to the charging time. So it's 4 hours, 10 minutes charging time from 0% to 100%. Now, bearing in mind, you're very rarely going to run that down to zero intentionally, and you don't always need to charge it all the way up to 100%. So if you take that down a bit, it's 2 hours, 55 minutes from 0% to 80%. So if you're bearing in mind you're commuting to work in the city, this is a standard charging point, so both batteries are removable. You can remove them from the bike, sort of yay big, not too heavy. Carry them into the office, plug them in, standard charging point. 3 hours later you've got 80% charged. So yeah, quite efficient to me, and I love the point of being able to remove the batteries from the bike. You don't have to faff around trying to find a charging point. This is a really practical solution. Don't know if you could find a suitable rucksack or something. You could pop the battery in the back and you can just take it into the office or wherever you want. Really practical solution. So another bonus to the to this electric Maeving R1M motorcycle is the weight. It's 111 kilograms with the single battery option, so a little bit heavier with the dual battery, but that is very light by motorcycle terms, especially for an electric motorcycle. This is a steel cradle frame, so fairly basic frame setup, but I think looks great and keeps it very minimalistic looking. Incredibly light, so as soon as you got that battery out, I mean, I should imagine this thing hardly weighs anything at all. I should think you would be able to pick it up, at least the rear end. On that point, is that a potential negative in the city for thievery and the bike getting nicked? Potentially there, that's something you'd have to look into. They do sell on Maeving's website some nice add-ons like a Oxford chain and disc brakes, etc. So take a look on their website for that, some good anti-theft devices. So guys, seat height, a 785mm seat height. So that is a low seat height, nice and low to the ground, easily getting flat footing your feet on the ground unless you're very short. So alright for the average person's size. So along with that low seat height and the very low weight, this I think is a great motorcycle for the city, for nipping in and out of traffic and filtering through traffic, etc. Very nice dimensions and weight for that, but also you can ride this bike with a CBT license, which is great for beginners with that low weight, low seat height, very easily handleable and manoeuvring bike. You're not going to make too many mistakes if you drop it, etc. That makes it very nice, appealing for newbie motorcyclists that perhaps are younger and are looking to the future when motorbiking may go all electric. Why not start on a cool looking electric motorbike for your city commuting? So on that design of the bike, which I think is the most appealing thing, you'll get various colours. So there's a blue, a grey, a green, a white, a black. Basic colours, but I think really classy. My favourite, I can't make my mind up, either the green or the dark blue, but yeah, it's a really classy looking bike this, and I think you do well to have one of these as if you got your CBT for a first bike or something, or even just for a stylish, cool bike riding around the city. Okay, so one thing that helps this bike look so good, which is a first of a kind on any bike, it has a Bosch Hub Motor on the rear wheel, and that is the first type on any bike to have that on a spoked wheeled motorcycle on the rear. So basically it's just getting rid of any gubbins like change belts, etc., wires, going back to help that rear wheel drive. You've got that motor on the rear wheel, so it's very clean looking, and you'll see that on the design of the bike. Really stripped down, really smart, quality designed motorcycle, thanks in part to that Bosch Hub motor. Other little touches, you have RM wing mirrors, which are very stylish and cool. Also on the rear you have twin RSU shocks, which are preload adjustable, which helps add to that retro style and vibe to the bike. Anyway, just a quick one there on the Maeving R1M. Sorry I haven't been able to ride the bike yet. I'm going to schedule that in for later in the year, so if you like the video, subscribe to the vid and we'll catch that ride in the beginning of 2023. Happy New Year to all of you out there. Ride happy, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Ciao bella.